Tonight, our special transmission as FarRight Israeli settler Daniela Weiss plans for new illegal settlements in Gaza within a year. Assalamu alaikum and good evening. This is Muslim News Canada on Muslim Network TV. I'm Aisha Ashraf. Today is the 315th day since the onset of Israel's war on Gaza. In the past 24 hours, Israeli strikes have killed more than 40 Palestinians. Recent airstrikes have hit a family home in Sabra, killing 3 Palestinians. Another strike in Bani Suhela has resulted in 3 deaths. Israel's military reports killing 20 fighters in Rafah. The military claims to have dismantled significant Hamas infrastructure. In the occupied West Bank's Tubas governorate, 5 Palestinians have been killed during Israeli raids. 99 rabbis have called for an urgent truce deal to provide relief and secure the return of 115 hostages held by Hamas. More than 10,000 Israeli soldiers have been injured or traumatized in the past 10 months. The death toll in Gaza has reached 40,005. 92,401 Palestinians have been killed. This staggering figure represents approximately 1.7% of Gaza's population. Among the deceased are 11,000 women and 16,300 children. Nearly 10,000 civilians are missing. They are presumed dead or buried under the rubble. Satellite imagery reveals that nearly 60% of Gaza's buildings have been damaged or destroyed. Israel faces accusations of genocide at the International Court of Justice. The court has ordered Israel to halt its military operations in Rafah. The U.S. is calling for an investigation over troubling reports that Israeli forces are using Palestinians as human shields. The news comes after a report by Israeli media says Palestinians, often in Israeli army uniforms, are being used as shields during military operations. The report is based on testimonies from Israeli soldiers. State Department spokesman Vedant Patel describes the allegations as disturbing. He has urged Israel to conduct a thorough and transparent investigation. Patel says it is Israel's duty to adhere to international humanitarian law. Germany has sparked controversy by backing Israel's recent strike on a Gaza school. The attack targeted a Tabin school, which was sheltering more than 1,000 displaced civilians. The strikes killed over 100 Palestinians. German deputy spokesman Wolfgang Buchner defends the attack as Israel's right to self-defense. Buchner says the attack targeted Hamas. This stance diverges sharply from international condemnation. UK Foreign Secretary David Lammy has expressed horror at the loss of life. The French Foreign Ministry is calling for adherence to humanitarian law. European Union Foreign Policy Chief Josep Borrell and Turkish authorities have also condemned the attack. They call it a massacre and a crime against humanity. The U.S. has expressed deep concern over civilian casualties. Far-right Israeli settler Daniela Weiss is planning for new illegal settlements in Gaza. Weiss aims to establish them within a year. Weiss is a prominent figure in Israel's settler movement. She leads the radical Nachalia organization. Weiss has a long history of promoting illegal settlements in the West Bank and East Jerusalem. She revealed her intentions on Israeli television. She says she is in discussions with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to proceed with the plan. Weiss boasts a list of 500 families eager to relocate to Gaza. Canada has recently imposed sanctions on Weiss for her involvement in extremist settler violence. Palestine has sharply criticized Israel's decision to build a new Jewish-only settlement in the occupied West Bank. Israeli Finance Minister Bezalel Smotrich announced the approval of the Nahal Halit settlement near Bethlehem. Palestine decries the move as part of Tel Aviv's expansionist colonial policy. Palestinian Foreign Ministry accuses Israel of attempting to merge settlements into a large bloc, consuming Palestinian land. It also condemns Israel's ongoing demolition of Palestinian homes, labeling it as settler colonialism and ethnic cleansing. Mustafa Barghouti from the Palestinian Initiative movement argues that this action violates the rulings of the International Court of Justice. The ruling by the top court has consistently deemed Israeli settlements in the occupied territories as illegal. A recent opinion by the International Court of Justice has declared Israel's occupation of Palestinian land unlawful. A Palestinian father, Muhammad Abu al-Qamsan, faces unimaginable grief after an Israeli airstrike claimed the lives of his wife and newborn twins. The tragedy unfolded when al-Qamsan stepped out to register his baby's births. When he returned, he learned that a strike had hit his home in Deir al-Balah. The strike killed his wife Jumana and the 3-day-old twins, Aisel and Asr. His wife was 28 years old. This devastating incident is part of a broader humanitarian crisis in Gaza, where ongoing Israeli strikes have killed thousands of children. Millions are displaced and suffering. The United Nations and aid organizations are struggling with severe restrictions and a crippled medical system amidst the relentless violence. Reverend Michael Blair, General Secretary of the United Church of Canada, has called on Prime Minister Justin Trudeau to suspend diplomatic relations with Israel. The request follows Israel's blatant disregard for the International Court of Justice's advisory opinion issued on July 19th. The opinion condemns Israel's actions in the occupied Palestinian territories. The United Church of Canada is known for its advocacy for global justice. The church has previously sought decisive Canadian intervention for peace in the region. Blair's latest appeal underscores a growing frustration with the ineffectiveness of diplomatic measures. Blair says Israel's targeting of schools in Gaza are a violation of international humanitarian law. The letter urges Canada to recall its ambassador and impose sanctions similar to those once used against apartheid South Africa. It also advocates for an arms embargo, a suspension of the Canada-Israel Free Trade Agreement, and increased humanitarian support for Gaza. Blair has requested an urgent meeting with Prime Minister Trudeau. He says he is willing to explore how the church and government can collaborate towards enduring peace in the region. Canada has revoked the charitable status of the Jewish National Fund of Canada following a detailed audit. The investigation reveals the charity's donations are being used to support Israeli military infrastructure. This violates Canada's tax code. This move also affects the Neiman Foundation tied to controversial military and settler activities. The revocation marks the second time Canada has taken such action against pro-Israel organizations. Previously, Canada targeted Beth Oloth charitable organization in 2019. Jewish National Fund of Canada was established in 1901. It has faced criticism for its role in land acquisition and settlement policies in Israeli-occupied territories. The charity's appeal against the decision claims the process was flawed and unfair. Activists and social media users have celebrated Canada's stance, calling it a significant ethical move. Thank you for watching. Our news is produced by Muslim Network TV, which is a nonprofit organization. We need your support for donations. Please scan the QR code on our broadcast or visit muslimnetwork.tv to donate now, so we can continue to amplify the voices of Muslims in Canada and abroad.